Hey guys, Just Good Games here, back with another episode for you. Today we got Virtua Fighter II on the Sega Saturn. I like how they tell you the character's blood type. It's like, does anybody pick their fighter based on blood type?
Ready, go!
This game was released in 1995 by Sega. I can remember playing this game as a kid in arcades and it just blew my mind, especially coming from things like a lot of you probably did, like the Sega Genesis or the Super NES. This just blew my mind. It was one of the first 3D games I'd ever seen, let alone played. And it was just really cool to be able to have it on the home console. Just a quick side note, this Lao guy that I'm fighting, he looks a lot like one of the early villains off the Dragon Ball series. Check it out if you don't know what I'm talking about. I can't remember his name right now, but he's some sort of general. Looks just like this guy. Playing this game now in 2013, I can look back and say that this game seems to have aged pretty well, especially for being such an early fighting game. The only thing I have a problem with in the controls is whenever you jump, it's like you're on the freaking moon. It takes forever to come back down. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty good controls. I was never really good at this game, as you can probably tell, but it was still really fun to play. I mean, I get owned in the later levels with the, say like the 5th character you fight or so, but still a really fun game, and I like to play it on 2-player, with a friend or something. It was a lot more fun than playing against a computer, obviously. The same goes for any fighting game. My favorite fighting game of all times that I've ever played is Mace on the Nintendo 64. And whenever I'm looking at a fighting game, I kind of think like, okay, Mace is kind of my standard of reference because that's my favorite. Is this as good as Mace? And I would say, no, it's not as good as Mace, but it's a pretty good fighting game. It's really enjoyable. I mean, you can spend a long time playing this, even just on one player, and still enjoy it. For those of you who don't know what Mace on the Nintendo 64 is, stay tuned because I'll be reviewing that in the near future. Excellent fighting game. If you've never played it, I'd recommend buying it right now. Another thing that's cool about this game is the lack of load time. Once you finish a round, you just keep pressing start button and it takes you right to the second set, as you can see here. I mean, there's just no lag time between the sets, which is nice. The Sega Saturn has always been one of my favorite systems, and this was a pretty big title for them back in the day. It's just a nice game to have to round out your Sega Saturn collection. This game was a big leap forward from Virtua Fighter 1, as anybody who's played them both can tell you. The graphics are more refined, the controls are smoother, the response is quicker. There's just basically everything about it's better. And this is about the time I normally start to get pretty owned at this game, as you'll see. I mean, make no mistake, I know me some Virtua Fighter II ownage, but this was a very quick death even for me. I only got one hit in. Look at that, I'm already dead. Cage is another one of my favorite characters. Basically, him and Jackie are my two favorite characters, so I run both of them a lot. In conclusion, I would say, if you own a Sega Saturn, or plan to, pick up this game. It's worth having.